ko muna ah. Sige, turn off na yung camera. Pa-turn off na po ng cam. Nalatre. Then the rest, paki-turn off na yung cam. Ayan. So lahat ba naka-turn off na? Let us start. So let us have first examples of our lesson last week. So mostly, nakita ko according to your worksheet na mababa yung mga scores nyo. So we decided to have this lesson for this week. Pero syempre, we would like to have more than 30 para masigurado namin na marami sa inyo yung naturuan namin. Okay, lalo na yung mga nahihirapan. So let us start with the first example. Wait lang, connect ko lang yung yung digital pad. So sa tingin ninyo, if you are given this kind of problem, masasagot niyo po ba? Kung kayo lang. Kung gusto sumagot,
medyo hirap pa po.
Okay. So kung medyo hirap pa, syempre, this lesson is for you para mas maintindihan ninyo kung ano ba talaga yung lesson na to. Ulit lang and write this. Okay, so for number 1, we are asked to find all the permutations of the letters A, B, C, D, E, and F. If the consonants must remain together. When we say consonant, ayun ba dito yung consonant?
B, C, D, F po.
B, C, D, and F, right? So when we say consonant, it's B, C, D, F. And when we say vowels, it's A and E. So here in the problem, ang binabanggit, dapat daw si B, si C, D, at saka si F, they must remain together. And that's the condition, right? So this is the condition that we have. The consonants must remain together. So to do that, let us say that you have B, C, D, and F. Then they must be together. If that is the case, we will count them as 1. Okay? Then A and E, individual sila. So, all in all, we have how many letters na i-consider natin? We have this as one group. And we have this A and E. All in all, we have 3 letters. Okay? Now, kung i-arrange natin sila in a line, remember that there will be 3 positions. So that would be 3 choices for the first, 2 choices sa una, ay sa pangalawa, and 1 sa huli. Or simply, because there are 3 letters, and yung una, we consider it as 1, we can have permutation of 3 taken 3 at a time. Or simply, 3 factorial. Ito yun, okay? But remember that even if we consider them as 1, pwedeng magbago yung pwesto nila. Pwedeng nandito si B, pwedeng si C, nandito si B, nandito si F, nandito si D, and so on. So, aside from this, they also have their own arrangement. Okay, they also have their own arrangement. So aside from considering that they are 1, and we have 3 letters to arrange, we have your 3 factorial, we also have their arrangement, and that is permutation of 4 taken 4 at a time, or also 4 factorial. 3 comes from the 3 letters, which is A, E, at yung group as 1, yung B, C, D, F. Well, 4 factorial is from the arrangement or own arrangement of B, C, D, and F. Malinaw? So if you have this kind of problem, you have to remember that they have an arrangement as a whole, and they have their arrangement as their own. Okay? Kapag may nakita kayong ganito na they must remain together, okay, they must sit together, and remember that this is done if they are arranged in a line. So they are in a linear arrangement. Okay, or in a row. Now, so pwede in a row, in a line. That's a linear. So that's 3 factorial times 4 factorial. So what is 3 factorial here? 3 factorial is
6.
6 times 4 factorial is
24 po.
24. So 6 times 24 is what is 6 times 24? What is 6 times 24?
144. 144.
144, correct. So this 144 is from here. We have here 3 positions. Yung isa dyan also have their own position. Whether yung nandito siya, nandito, or nandito. Okay? So kapag ganyan, if you have to remain the elements together, consider that there is a full arrangement and own their own arrangement. So ito din, no? You look at this number 2. How many arrangements of 5 couples be seated in a row in a movie theater if all the couples must sit together? So kung meron tayong 5 couples and all couples must sit together, ibig sabihin, yung 5 couples na yan, each couple must sit together. Kung each couple must sit together, we also count them as 5. 5 lang. Bakit 5 lang yung count natin? Kasi yung couple, we count them as 1. So if there are 5 couples, we will consider 5. So what will be our arrangement here? Our arrangement here is 5 factorial, or the number of arrangement can be represented by 5 factorial. So if there are 5 couples, meaning each couple can change seats. Okay? Like for example, si couple A, dalawa yan, pwede silang magpalit ng pwesto. Right? While couple B, ganun din. Diba? So aside from the whole, they also have their own arrangement. So kung 5 factorial, ano pa yung idadagdag natin dito? We can also add here 2 factorial, right? 2 factorial for A, 2 factorial for B, 2 factorial for C, 2 factorial for D, and 2 factorial for. Okay, so this is their own arrangement. So each of the couples has their own arrangement. Ito, as a whole, when we say whole, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, meaning that's 5 factorial. And they have their own arrangement. Meron din silang sarili nilang arrangement, of course. Pwede silang magkapalit. So multiplying that, we have 5 factorial times 2 factorial times 2 factorial. What will be my answer?
3,840.
Ano daw po?
3,840.
3,840.
40.
And actually, this can be represented in permutation. Itong 5 factorial natin is 5 taken 5 at a time. Ito naman is permutation of 2 taken 2 at a time. 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it can also be represented this way. Ito as a whole, ito individual, their own arrangement, which is equal to 3,840. So mostly dito kayo, di ba, nahihirapan last time. So may question ba dito?
Wala po.
Okay.
Wala po.
So let's have number 3. In number 3, we have here 4 adults and 3 kids. And they are going to sit in a row with 7 seats. In how many ways can they occupy the seats if they may sit anywhere? So that is the condition for letter A. For letter B, ang condition, the adults and kids must sit alternately. Letter C naman, the kids must sit together, but the adults may sit anywhere. So let us have first letter A. Consider that there are 3 kids and 4 adults, and they have 7 seats. In how many ways now can they occupy the seats? They may sit anywhere. Sabihin nito, no restrictions. Restrictions. They can do whatever they want. They can sit anywhere they like. Okay, yun ang ibig sabihin nun. That is the case kung they may sit anywhere using the box method. This is a box method ha. Line lang ginagawa ko, pero it's a box method. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hindi ko kayo nakikita. Ilan na tayo lahat? O kung they must sit anywhere, 4 plus 3 is 7. So that's 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Right? Meaning, for the first position, there are 7 choices, 6 choices for the second, and so on. And this is actually permutation of 7 taken 7 at a time, or 7 factorial. And 7 factorial is equal to, what is 7 factorial?
5,040.
5,040 po.
5,040. So meaning here, there are 5,000 ways on how can they sit or occupy the given seats. Malinaw? Yan ay kapag no restriction, or tulad nito, sabi nga, they may sit anywhere. How about if the adults and kids must sit alternately? Meaning, 4 yung adults, 3 yung kids. Kung 4 yung adults, let's say these are the adults, let us represent the adults as A and the kids as letter K. So there are 4 adults. Para maging alternate sila, dapat sa pagitan nila merong kid. Right? If that is the case, sa unang position for adults, we have 4 choices. Sa pangalawang position for adults, we have 3. We have here 2. And dito we have 1. How about for the kids? Dito we have 3 choices. Dito we have 2 choices. And dito we have 1 choice. Okay? At kung mapapansin nyo, yung 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 is actually 4 factorial. Yung sa kids naman, that's 3 times 2 times 1 is 3 factorial. Bakit ganon? Because our solution here is permutation of 4 taken 4 at a time. This is for adults. Times the permutation of 3 taken 3 at a time. And this is for the kids. Which is 4 factorial times 3 factorial. Okay? So ginamitan ko muna ng box method. This is box method. I am sure na narinig niyo na to sa akin, yung box method. Pinakita ko muna sa inyo how it is done here. Then we represent it in permutation. But later on, ang gagawin natin, puro permutation na lang because you already understand this. How it is done. So what will be 4 factorial times 3 factorial?
144 po.
1?
44.
144. So that is 144. Wait. May question ba dito?
Wala po.
Wala po.
Wala po.
Ito naman, sabi, the kids must sit together. So anong gagawin natin sa kids? Ano yung bilang natin sa kanila? Ano yung magiging bilang natin sa kids kung they may sit together? They must sit together.
Count po as 1.
Count as 1. So the 3 kids here will count as 1. Sana lang sila. How about the 4 adults? Still, we will consider them as 1. I mean, as individual. So we have 1 group of kids plus 4 adults. Okay. Now, what will be our arrangement? So we will count them as one as long as they are one here plus 5 adults, right? So meaning, meron tayong 5. We have 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Or simply, what we can do here is we can represent it as 5 factorial. So this is their whole as a whole. Kasama yung kids and the adults. But remember that since we have considered the 3 kids as one, they may also change their position. Pwede sila magbago ng position dito. At ano kaya yung pwede nating representation for that?
3 factorial.
3 factorial. So we have 5 factorial and 3 factorial as their own arrangement. So 5 factorial is equal to what? How about 3 factorial? What will be the answer?
720 po.
720. Alis ka muna dyan. Nakikigulo yung pusa ko. 720. Wait lang 5 second. Tinatry lang ako. 4, 5, 5 lang. Okay, let's see. In how many ways can a group of 7 people, in which 5 boys and 2 girls, sit in a row with 7 chairs if the 2 girls refuse to sit next to each other? So kanina, they must sit together. This time, the 2 girls refuse to sit next to each other. So if we are going to look at the number of people we have here, we have 5 boys and 2 girls. Then siguro magkaaway yung dalawang babae na yan. And because of that, they don't want to sit together. So if that is the case, meaning hindi natin pagtatabihin yung babae, yung dalawa. You can also try this solving by box method. Kaya lang, kung box method ang gagamitin natin, medyo marami yung arrangement. Nag-try ako kanina. Isisend ko sa inyo sa GC. Nag-try ako kanina, in-arrange ko sila, no? Pero, kung titingnan nyo, medyo mahaba yung process. Kaya ako lang ito ginawa kasi I would like to prove something na tama yung iniisip ko. Baka kasi mamaya mali yung iniisip ko na arrangement nila. So, send ko siya ngayon sa GC niyo. Ituran ko lang ng maayos. Wait lang, edit ko lang. Burahin ko yung sa iba. Tingnan na po. Kasi pag itatype ko pa ulit eh. Ano po? May chat din. Ay, wait lang ah. Wait lang, break. Ito may tinatanong sila sa akin. Ito nga. Dami. Pabilang po muna ng ng attendance natin. Habang may kausap ako. Pabilang po ng attendance muna natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hindi pa po na. Itan. Pabilang na. Yes or no? Pabilang yung girls and boys. Then
Sige,
pakichat.
ma'am, ako na po.
Kaya pag natapos mo yan, saka tayo mag-start ulit. So for sure, nakita niyo na yung habang binibilang ni Dolatre. Yung solution ko. Medyo magulo yan. Mapapansin nyo, I tried using the box method. At pag nag-box method ka, of course, you will assign each person for each position. So, ang ginawa ko dyan, in-arrange ko muna na yung girls, nakahiwalay sila sa isa't isa, pero they are in the 5th position and in the 7th position. Then ang ginawa ko, inisip ko na, ay inassign ko, yung nasa last position ay si G1 at yung nasa 5th position ay si G2. Okay? So lahat yan, yung nasa dulo ay si G1 at yung lumilipat ay si G2. Okay? Lahat yan. Mula unang arrangement hanggang dun sa pinakababa na ang nasa unahan na ay G, pangalawa B, pangatlo G, and so on. So pag ginawa nyo itong arrangement na to, since we already know that si G1 yung laging nasa dulo, at dito sa pangalawa, si G1 pa rin yung gumagalaw, followed by, si G2 pa rin ang gumagalaw, followed by G1, makikita nyo that they can form these arrangements. So kung bibilangin nyo yan, there are 15 arrangements. Paano kung nagkapalit sila ng pwesto, no? Pwedeng si G2 na yung nandito sa dulo at si G1 naman ang gumagalaw or nagpapalit ng pwesto. So there is another 15. Kaya nakita nyo dyan, meron ako dyan 15 times 2 equals 30. But kaya ginawa? Kasi I wanted to prove something kung tama ba yung pagkakaintindi ko dun sa problem. No? Pero simply, if you're going to use permutation here, remember that there are 7 positions or 7 chairs. And if the two girls are going to sit, dapat hindi sila magkatabi, no? Now, if there are 7 chairs, remember that there are 5 boys. Sabihin na natin na, break ko na ito, ulitin ko. Sabihin na natin that there are 5 boys. Boy. Kung titignan nyo yung arrangement ng 5 yan, ay 5 factorial na agad. That's permutation of 5 taken 5 at a time, which is 5 factorial. Then, kung hindi sila magkakatabing dalawa, remember that there are how many positions they can sit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, sa 6 na position na yan, pwedeng nandyan yung girls. As long as hindi sila magkatabi, nasa pagitan sila ng isang lalaki. Okay? So if that is the case, pwede natin bilangin to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we will consider that as the number of seats we have for the girls. And ilan ba yung babae natin? 2 lang. So that's permutation of 6 taken 2 at a time. And this is actually equal to what is 6? Permutation of 6 taken 2 at a time.
30 po.
30. So meaning we have here 5 factorial times 30. And 5 factorial is 520. Then we multiply that by 30. We'll get
3,600 po.
3,600. So makikita nyo, dun sa solution na ginawa ko, dun sa solution na ginawa ko po, makikita nyo 15. No, marami sila, 15. 30 arrangements ang meron tayo. Okay? Wait lang. Machat mo na, Dolatre? Sa GC?
Nasa ano po, nasa chat box. Pero send ko na lang po sa GC.
Sige, sige. Oo, kasi nag-chat na sila eh. Hihintay na nila yung attendance. Okay. So we are now having the boys, the number of boys, okay? Then yung position ng girls, ito yung sa boys. Ito yung sa position ng girls. Dito. And also, since dalawa sila, pwede kasing nandito si G1, nandito si G2, pwede rin naman nandito si G2, nandito si G1, right? So we can also multiply this to 2 factorial. So aside from the boys and girls, pwede pa silang magkapalit ng pwesto. That's 2 factorial. So our final answer is 7,200. Ito kasi kung ano lang yung pwesto nilang pwedeng mapuntahan dyan. Okay? May tanong dito?
Wala po.
Number 5, 2 different math texts, 4 different chemistry texts, and 3 physics texts are arranged on a shelf. How many arrangements are there regardless of the subject? So regardless of the subject, so ang bilang natin sa kanila, i-add lang natin sila. 2 plus 4 plus 3. Ilan? Ilan po?
9 po.
9 factorial.
So this is 9 factorial, which is equal to 300. Ilan po?
362,880.
Okay. Next. Paano kapag 2 different math texts 4 different chemistry texts and 3 physics pa rin. Pero the physics texts are grouped together. Magkakasama sila. The group together sila, will count them as 1. As 1 plus 4 plus 2. Okay. So how many?
7 factorial.
7. So there are 7 factorial. Then, before we... Saan natin yung multiply yung 7 factorial?
3 factorial.
The 3 factorial. And what will be our answer?
30,240 po.
30,240.
140. Okay, next. We'll have we'll have all same subjects grouped together. So kung all same subject grouped together, so this will be 1, 2, 3. We count them as 1, okay? Till we count them as 1, we only have 3. So that's 3 factorial times what? Their own arrangement. Ano yung own arrangement nito? This is
2 factorial.
factorial.
4 factorial. 3 factorial.
And 3 factorial. And this is equal to
860.
Nanggugulo ka na naman. Ano po?
860.
1,000.
This is equal to
1,728.
1,728 po.
28 ways. So, balikan natin yung mga nasa taas, ha? Kasi dito, nag-representation. Dito, dapat ganun din. Okay, so that's 9 factorial. That's permutation of 9 taken 9 at a time. Itong B, we have 7. Permutation of 7 taken 7 at a time. Times permutation of 3 taken 3 at a time. Okay? Huwag niyong kalimutan yung notation. And ito, ganito din. Permutation of 3 taken 3 at a time. Times permutation of 2 taken 2 at a time. Permutation of 4 taken 4 at a time. Times permutation of 3 taken 3 at a time. Which is equal to 1,728 ways. Next. Kung sabi naman, we'll have the chemistry books together at together at the end of the others. Ilan ba yung chemistry book natin?
4.
4. At ilan yung natitirang books natin? We have 2 math books and 3 physics. So kung sabi kung together, we will count this as 1. So, ilan lahat? 2 plus 3 plus 1 is 6. So, we have permutation of 6 taken 6 at a time or 6 factorial. Then they have their own arrangement. That is permutation of 4 taken 4 or 4 factorial. And this will be equal to this will be equal to
17,280 po.
280 ways. Okay. Ano naman tong isa? Letter E. We'll have physics, then chemistry, and then math text in order. So, ilan nga ulit yung physics natin? 3. Ilan yung chem? 4. At ilan yung math? 2. So kapag ginamit natin yung box method, unahin natin yung physics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, right? So physics muna. Let's start with P as the represent natin si physics as P, si math as M, and si chemistry C. Physics, then chem, and then math. Physics, chem, math. Baka sumobra ako sa bilang, ha? Sunod, ano nang sunod? Physics pa rin. Kasi 3 yung physics. Physics, then chem. May math pa ba tayo? May math pa ba?
Wala na
Wala
po.
na po.
So ano na lang natitira kong book?
Physics.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2,
Chem po.
3.
Chem.
Ha?
Chemistry.
Chem po.
M. Akala ko M. So that's physics, chem, math, physics, chem, math, physics, chem, and chem. Why chem? Because there are only 2 math books. Therefore, since the last book is chemistry, so the last position will be given to, or we will place a chemistry book in the last position. Okay? So kung gagawin natin is bibilangin natin yung number of choices for each position. Ilang physics ba meron tayo? 3. Dito, 2 choice. Dito, 1. Sa chemistry, we have 4, 3, 2, 1. Sa math, we have 2, 1. Or simply, if we are going to write this in permutation notation, we have permutation of 3. Dito muna tayo sa physics. 3 taken 3 at a time, or 3 factorial. Yung isa naman is the chem. That's permutation of 4 taken 4 at a time, or 4 factorial. Next is the math. Permutation of 2 taken 2 at a time, and that's 2 factorial. So what will be their product?
288 po.
288. Then let us have ito. In how many ways can 5 men and 3 women be arranged in a row if no 2 women is standing next to each other? So there are 5 men. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 men. At yung 3 ay women. So how many what we call this, how many arrangements or how many positions ang pwedeng pwestuhan ng babae. Ilang pwesto? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 positions pwedeng pwestuhan ng babae. So doon muna tayo sa men. Men can be permutation of 5, taken 5. And that's 5 factorial. So women, since ang goal lang naman natin is no two women are standing next to each other, meaning basta may pagitan sila na lalaki ang nasa pagitan nila. And there are 6 positions. That's permutation of 6. At ilan yung babae natin? Taken 3 at a time. So what is permutation of 6 taken 3 at a time?
120.
120 po.
That's 120 times 120.
144,000 po.
144,000.
14,400 po.
Okay. 13,400. Paano kaya yung kanina yung sa 2 girls? Later, iyan ako. Next dito ay let us try if you already know. Ito, tama to ha. So para magkaroon kayo ng mas maayos na solution for this, we have yung kanina. Review lang natin yung mga answers. So if there are 2 math books, 4 different chemistry texts, and 3 physics, and regardless of the subject, i-arrange natin sila. So that's 9 factorial. The number 2 naman, we have physics. As they are grouped together, they have 3 factorial times 7 factorial. All same subjects are grouped together. So meaning you'll group them as 1. But of course, as a whole, and their own arrangements. Paano naman if the chemistry books are grouped together? So kapag binilang natin sila, that's 2 plus 3 plus 1, that's 6. Kaya tayo merong 6 permutation or permutation 6 taken 6 at a time. Then of course, the chemistry book, they have their own arrangement. Pwede sila magpalit-palit. So that's 4 taken 4 at a time. We have here 2 different math texts. Ganun pa rin. But we'll have the physics and the chemistry and the math texts in that order. So we'll have permutation of 3 taken 3 at a time, permutation of 4 taken 4 at a time, permutation of 2 taken 2 at a time. Ito yung ginawa natin kanina na physics muna, then chem, then math, and so on. Review na lang natin yung mga solutions that we have earlier. And ito naman yung sa 5 men and 3 women. So that is permutation of 5 taken 5 at a time. Kasi we have the 5 men. At ito yung sa 3 women, which is hindi pwedeng magtabi-tabi, meaning they are in the middle of 2 men. I mean, 1 man. So, katulad ng kaninang binigay ko, men, 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 men. Then we have these positions to be filled by women. So, merong 6 na posisyon. Ito pa pala, 6. At 3 lang doon sa position na yun, yung gagamitin natin for women. 10 people, 5 men and 5 women are attending a dinner party. In how many ways can they be arranged if? So I want you to answer this now. Ilalagay ko to sa group ninyo. Then you will answer. That's A, B, C, D. Okay, sagutan muna. I'll give you time. Tapos na? Okay, tapos. Ilan na tayo? May naririnig ako pumapasok eh.
34 pa rin po, ma'am.
Ano kami nagdagdag? Done na?
Yes po.
Okay. Thank you sa attendance. Hinihintay ko lang yung sa messenger. Ay, messenger sa modular. Okay, let's check. So for letter A, i-ano niya sa akin bago tayo mag-check. I want you to send your answers to PONCE files. Lahat ng sagot niyo sa PONCE files. Hintayin ko yan bago tayo mag-start ulit. Nasend na ba? Okay lang kung mali o tama. Para malaman ko rin kung natuto kayo o hindi. Naintindihan niyo o hindi. Para later magtatanong kayo. Para hindi naman nalulungkot yung anak ko dito. Hindi mo ang posible. Ang kulay puti lang. Si Sabrina. Ito? Ayan. Dalawa yan. Saan yung isa? Hindi ito makakabitan ng isa lang. Kailangan kasama niya isa pa. So, nakita ko lang na answer yung kay Ostrano. And Victoria. So si Postrano siguro may time na mas madadalian siya kapag ang gamit niya ay box method. Tama ba ako, Postrano? So dadalian ka doon?
Opo.
Opo. May time talaga na ganun. Pwede ding katulad ng iba kong student, mas dadalian sila kapag bibilangin na lang. So hindi na ayaw na nila mag-line. Ano nila mag-box method. Depende yan kung saan kayo mas nadadalian. Asan po yung iba? Gusto ko si ginalaw, yan tuloy na wala. Dalawa yan. Harap at likod. Habang hinihintay natin yung sa iba, sige mag-break muna yung mga nakasagot na. Sabi ko sa PONCE files ha, hindi sa ano, sa group natin ng math. Yan. Mag-health break muna habang hinihintay yung sagot ng iba. Kasi later on, kukumpara natin yan. Paano kapag nasa circle na or nasa around the table na natin sila in-arrange instead of a line, ano na magiging solution natin. Gusto yung answer ng iba? Wala doon. Hindi na ito magagamit. Nakapag-send na ba? Pati yung iba? Ayan, so, ilan pa lang yung nakakapag-send, no? Siguro yung iba hindi talaga sila nagsagot. Dapat pag ganyan, nagtatry kayo kasi doon yung malalaman. Huwag kayong matakot na magkamali. Doon yung malalaman kung may mali ba sa pagkakaintindi nyo. Kung may hindi ba kayo naintindihan sa lesson pa. Diba? hindi nyo malalaman kung kaya nyo gawin yung isang bagay kung hindi nyo susubukan. So let us try answering letter A. So for letter A, nasa na yung ano ko? Ayun. So for letter A, they are to be arranged in a line for a picture. So kung i-arrange lang naman sila in a line, ibig sabihin, that's 5 plus 5. Ano nangyari sa digital pad ko? So that's 5 plus 5 equals 10. So there are 10 people to be arranged in a line. So that is 10 factorial. And 10 factorial is equal to 3,628,800. So there are 3,628,800 ways for you to arrange 10 people. Bakit nagaganon? Oh? Ano naman akong ginagawa? Yeah. There are 3,628,800 ways for you to arrange 10 people in a line per picture. How about if they are arranged in a line for picture, but the men and women must alternate? So alternate sila. That's ilan ba yung boys or men? We have 5 men and we have 5 women. So kung alternate yan, that's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or simply permutation of 5 taken 5 at a time for men, and permutation of 5 taken 5 at a time for women. So that's 5 factorial times 5 factorial. That's equal to 120 times 120. So 120 times 120 is 14,400. So, bago natin puntahan yung letter C, balik muna tayo. Dito muna tayo sa letter D. So for letter D, they are to be arranged in one line, but as a couple. So kung couple sila, we will consider them as one. No? So each man and women as a couple. So we will consider each as one. So that's 5 couples. Itong 5 men and 5 women, naging 5 couples na. Since there are 5 couples, ibig sabihin that's 5 permutation of 5 taken 5 at a time, or 5 factorial, times yung own permutation nila. Kung couples yan, ibig sabihin each couple has 2 people. So that's permutation of 2 taken 2 times permutation of 2 taken 2 times permutation of 2 taken 2 times permutation of 2 taken 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And another permutation of 2 taken 2. Or simply 5 factorial times 2 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 factorial. Okay, so what will be our answer here? Ano pong sagot dito?
3,840 ways po.
3,840 ways. Okay, again, pag nagsagot po kayo ng worksheet or kaya ng quiz, ang ilalagay nyo lang pong sagot ay 3,840. Ganun lang. No spacing, no comma, tapos huwag yung isama yung ways. Ha? Kasi yung iba ganun ginawa. Baka may extra space, kaya kayo minalian ni Google. How about here? If they are arranged in 2 lines. So kung 2 lines sila i-arrange, meaning iba yung arrangement ng men At iba yung arrangement ng women. So kung men yung nasa likod at women yung sa harap, magiging iba yung arrangement nila. So ilan yung magiging arrangement ng men? That would be permutation of 5 taken 5 at a time. Ang women, ang arrangement niya ay permutation of 5 taken 5 at a time. Okay? So that's 5 factorial, 5 factorial. Magiging iba po yung arrangement nila pareho. So that's 120, 120. So there are 120 ways for you to arrange the men and 120 ways for you to arrange the women. Okay? May question ba dito? Okay, ba't sila ng arrangement ha? Because they are arranged in 2 lines. Dito, bakit tayo naggaganyan? Kasi we are arranging them in 1 line. Kaya minumultiply natin sila sa arrangement ng isa't isa. Well, here, since they are arranged in 2 different lines, arrange mo lang per line. Kapag tinanong kayo, so all in all, ilan kaya yung arrangement nila? Kung ang men na i-arrange natin sa likod at yung women i-arrange natin sa harap, sa kanya lang siya i-add. Okay, so it's 120 plus 120, 240. Kung tinanong kayo all in all. Now let's look at letter E. They are to be arranged around the dinner table. So looking at letter E, ang sabi around the dinner table. So if that is around the dinner table, ang mangyayari ay yung mga taong to ay arrange mo siya sa circle. Okay, in a circle or a circular table. So kung in a circular table natin sila arrange and not in a line, not in a row, ibig sabihin hindi na to linear arrangement, but this is circular arrangement and we call this as circular permutation. So I know most of you are having a hard time with circular permutation. It is okay. Pero I want you to look at how we answer the linear arrangement. Kanina, kapag i-arrange natin silang lahat, ang ginagawa natin was simply to count the number. Like for example, kapag in-arrange natin sila in a line, arrange in a line. So, sana? Pakita mo na? Yeah. Pakita ko nila rin. Narinig ka dito. So kung arrange in a line yan, at 10 persons ang meron tayo, or 10 people ang meron tayo, we simply solve it this way, right? That's 10 factorial. And it gives you the answer. While if they are arranged in a circular table, what you need to remember is that instead of 10, you are going to assign one person to be the starting point. This is a circle. If there are 10 people here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 people here represented by dots. Dapat may isa dyan. It could be anyone. Dapat may isa dyan na magiging starting point mo. Kung siya yung magiging starting point mo, hindi siya magbabago ng posisyon. Kung hindi siya magbabago ng posisyon, bakit pa natin bibilangin yung number of arrangements niya? Dahil doon, dahil siya magiging starting point natin, we will not count his or her movement. But instead, we will subtract her movement to the others or subtract him from the number of people we have here. So kung 10 yan, instead of 10 factorial, ang gagawin natin is we will subtract 1. Kaya nga tayo merong formula for permutation na n minus 1 factorial. Yan ay kapag circular permutation. Yung sinasubtract natin na 1 is the one we assign as the starting point. Bakit tayo nag-a-assign ng starting point? Because in a circle, there is no start, there is no end. It is circle. So para magkaroon tayo ng basehan in arranging these people, mag-a-assign tayo ng isa. At yun yung sinasubtract natin dito. So that's 10 minus 1 factorial. So ano lang yung difference ng dalawa? Kapag in-align, lahat sila i-arrange mo. Kasi in-align, alam mo kung saan ka magsisimula, saan ka matatapos. Right? Pero dito, sa circle, di mo alam kung saan ka magsisimula, di mo alam saan ka matatapos. Right? So 10 minus 1 factorial is 9 factorial. And 9 factorial is equal to what?
362,880.
362,880. Tama ba ako ng ano ko? Next. If they are arranged as couples, mamabagal na naman yung aking lap. They are arranged as couples around the table. Ano na natin ginagawa pag as couple? Dito sa line, ginagawa natin pag as couple, we count them as 1. So instead of 10, we will have 5, right? 5 factorial. Tapos ang ginagawa natin, dahil magpapalit-palit sila, pwede silang magkapalit-palit. That's times 2 factorial, times 2 factorial, times 2 factorial, times 2 factorial. Ano na to? 4, 5, right? So dito, dahil they are arranged also as couples around the dinner table, so magiging answer naman natin dyan is 5 minus 1. Ay, ba't ako nagpe-peso sign? Pero yata yung gusto ko. Plus 4 factorial. And 4 factorial is equal to 4 factorial is equal
24
to
po.
24. And of course, they also have their arrangement, individual arrangement. So if they have their individual arrangement, this is times 2 factorial, times 2 factorial, times 2 factorial, times 2 factorial, times 2 factorial. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ano po yung magiging answer natin dito? Ano na pong sagot natin dito?
768.
768 plus 24 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Tanggalin na natin tong factorial kasi ito din naman yan. Yan. Naintindihan to?
Yes po.
Next. They are to be arranged with men and women alternating around the table. Diba kapag line? Paano natin to ina-arrange kapag line? Kapag they are arranged in a line, ang ginagawa natin, that's 5, blank 4, blank 3, blank 2, blank 1, blank. So these are the men. Kasi alternate daw eh. Pag women naman, that's 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So yung iba na dadalian pag ganito, di ba? Or simply, we can say that this is 5 taken 5 at a time times 5 taken 5 at a time. Alright? Kasi we have 5 men and 5 women. So that's 5 factorial times 5 factorial. So that's 120 times 120 or 14,400. Dito naman, kapag sa circular table na sila, kapag around the table na, kapag circular permutation, kung sino yung una mong i-arrange, depende yan sa'yo kung sino yung una mong i-arrange. If that is a man, that is the men or the women, depende. Mag-minus ka ng 1. So, isa sa kanila, magbabawas ka ng isa, doon mo ibabawas yung isa sa men or sa women, depende sa'yo. So, in this case, I want to arrange the men first. If I arrange the men first, I will subtract 1. So that's 5 minus 1 factorial. Times yung sa women. At wala na akong ibabawas sa kanila kasi nakapag-assign na ako ng starting point dito. So we'll have here 4 factorial times 5 factorial. And 4 factorial is 24. 5 factorial is 120. Same thing with, for example, we chose to start the arrangement with women. So that's 5 minus 1 factorial. Then we followed it by men. Pareho lang yon. It's 5 factorial. So this is 4 factorial times 5 factorial. Pareho lang sila, right? So if that is 24 times 120, ano kaya yung answer ko dito? Mm.
2,880 po.
2,000. Ano po ulit?
880.
So that's 2,000.
2,880 po.
880. Okay. 2,880. So, alin man dito sa dalawa yung mapili mo, alin man yung kuhanan mo or subtract mo ng 1 as the starting point, pwede. It will give you the same answer. Okay? How about if the host and the hostess are going to sit together around the table? So, instead of having them as separate, we will consider them as one. So kung as 1 sila, 8 na lang yung people. So you have 8 plus 1, that's 9. Okay. Then, in a circular table, wait lang, balikan natin. What if it is arranged in a line? So if it is arranged in a line, all we have to do is to consider them as 1, plus natin yung 8 na natitira, that's 9 also. Pero dito, ang magiging answer natin ay permutation of, or solution is permutation of 9 taken 9 at a time, or 9 factorial. And it will give you the answer. Ano ba yung 9 factorial? While here, in the table, may times 2 pa pala to. Meron pa tong permutation of 9 taken 9 at a time times 2 factorial, or permutation of 2 taken 2 at a time. So we will have here 9 factorial times 2 factorial. Right? So ito yung as a whole. At ito yung sa own arrangement nilang dalawa. So dito naman around the table, ang gagawin lang natin is we simply subtract 1 from here. We consider them as 1, so that's 1 plus 8. Ito yung remaining na upo individually. So we'll have permutation of 9 minus 1 factorial. So that will give us 8 factorial. Right? And then after that, syempre, pwedeng magpalit tong dalawang to. So we still need to multiply 2 factorial here. Katulad lang din dun. Ano lang ang difference? The difference is that dito nagbabawas tayo ng isa. Dito hindi. Okay? So that's 8 factorial times 2 factorial. So what will be our answer here? Ano na po?
80,640.
80,640?
40.
40? Opo.
Opo.
Okay. So, makikita nyo yung difference nila, no? Sa pag-line, hindi lang tayo nagsusubtract ng 1. Same process, pero pag circular, nagsusubtract tayo ng 1. Oh, going back to linear, ito kasi codes or numbers ang ifo-form natin. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have here 9 digits or 9 numbers. Then we have to form a 3-digit number. So kapag ganyan, lagi niyong titingnan kung ilang digit ba yung ifo-form natin. Okay, laging ganun ang gagawin ninyo. Ilang digit ba yung ifo-form natin dyan? So there are 9 digits. And we are going to form a 3-digit number. So kung 3-digit yan, gamit lang tayo ng pwede tayong gumamit ng box method. So ilang choices natin sa first 9. Dahil no restrictions, ibig sabihin pwedeng pare-pareho. Okay, pwedeng pare-pareho. They are the same. The digits are the same. So 9, ang choices natin dito din 9, dito din 9. Bakit 999? Kasi walang restriction. Pwedeng magkapare-pareho yung mga digits. At kung magkakapare-pareho sila, ibig sabihin lahat sila pwede mong gamitin. in each position. So 9 times 9 times 9 is
729.
729.
9.
So there are 729 ways for you to arrange or to form, there are 729 three-digit number that can be formed if there are no restrictions. Meaning, we have the same arrangement. Same numbers. We can use the same numbers. Ayan, nababagal na. Wait lang Kasi ito problema ko pag nalobat siya tapos chinarge. Ang bagal na ng Ayan nakikita niyo ba? How about if no two digits must be the same? Kung no two digits must be the same, so pwede natin gamitin dito yung permutation. Pwede na natin gamitin yung box method. Meaning, you can simply multiply 9, 8, 7. Kasi bawal na yung magkaparehong digit. Or simply, this can also be represented in permutation as 9 taken 3 at a time, which is also equal to 9 factorial. Yung formula natin, 9 minus 3 factorial. Hoy. Gulo mo Factorial. Next, so we'll have here 9 times, so denominator we have 6 factorial, tama? So that's 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 factorial. Kabalo, yan. And we can cancel that. We'll have 9 times 8 times 7. Or simply 9 times 8 times 7. So, ilan po ang number of ways? 9 times 6 times 7 is equal to?
$504.
504.
504 po. Yan. So we have 504. Okay, next. Only the tens and units digit are the same. So kapag nag-form tayo ng 3-digit number, of course, we have the units, the tens, 300s, unit, tens, hundreds. Okay? So, kung mag-form tayo ng 3-digit at yung tens at yung units natin are the same, so pwedeng may maulit na number. So, sa first position, we have 9 choices. Sa second position, hindi sila pwede magkapareho, 8. Then sa third position, ilan na lang? Sa third position po, ilan?
8.
8 pa rin. Correct. Kasi pwede naman silang maulit eh. Ito lang ang hindi. So 9 times 8 times 8 is equal to?
570.
5,
576.
76. Okay, so that's 576 ways. Next, the number is greater than 700. Kung ang number ay greater than 700, anong mga numbers ang pwede kong gamitin dito kung ang number ay greater than? Ito yung kailangan natin tandaan. That the number is greater than 700. May pababa pala yan. Walang iya talaga itong digital pad ko. The number is greater than 700. Ano ang mga numbers yung greater than 700? I mean, ano mga numbers yung greater than 700? Can you please give me yung pinakamaliit na number na pwedeng greater than 700?
701 po.
701, of course. So if that is 701, pwede natin gamitin si 7, right? Kung pwede gamitin si 7, so we can use 7, 8, 9 for the first position. So how many choices do we have for the first position? We have 3 choices. 701 yung pinakamaliit, di ba? Kaya lang, remember that there are no zero here. So yung pinakamaliit na pwedeng mabuo natin, ma-form natin na number is 711. Right? So kung titingnan nyo, burin ko muna to. Kung titingnan nyo yung choices natin, the smallest number that we can form using these numbers is 711. So if that is the case, ano kaya or ilang kayang number yung pwede natin gamitin for the second position? It doesn't say na bawal maulit yung number. Ang sabi lang, greater than 700. So ilang numbers kayang pwede for the second position?
9.
9. That's 1 to 9. Pwede natin gamitin lahat yon. How about for the third position?
9 din, ma'am.
9 din po. So meaning, that's 3 times 9 times 9, and that is equal to how many ways? Ilan po? 3 times 9 times 9 is?
243.
243. Oh, ito naman, the number is greater than 100 and is divisible by 5.
Ma'am, pwede pa screenshot po ng kanina.
Okay. Recorded naman to, i-upload ko naman. Kaya lang, parang may naisip ako kanina, parang may mali ako dun sa isa. Mabalikan natin. Next, how many 3-digit numbers can be formed from the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? If the number is greater than 100, is divisible by 5, and no 2 digits are the same. Hindi ko pa ito nasasagutan na. So kung greater than 100, so ano muna pala yung divisibility rule for 5? divisibility rule for 5. Can you please
Kapag
look
dulo po ay 0 or 5.
0 or 5, correct? Divisibility rule for 5. Ano pa? Yun lang ba? Aside from the last number is 0 or 5.
Kapag dinivide po sa 5, walang decimal point.
Okay. So aside from the last digit, 0 or 5, of course, if you divide it by 5, it will give you an exact number. Okay? So the rule here is we have to make sure that the last digit is 0 or 5. But the question here, we don't have 0 in the given. So automatically, the last digit should be 5. Okay, ilan ba yung 5 natin? Siyempre, isa lang. No? Then, we cannot use 5 in the other numbers because no two digits are the same dapat. So kung ganun yung rule natin, instead of 9 choices, we only have 8 choices now. So for the first digit, we only have 8 choices. For the second digit, we only have 7 choices. And for the last digit, we only have 1 choice. So the number is greater than 100. Of course, if you use 1 here, at gagamit ka dito ng ibang number, and so on, that is also greater than 100. So check na tayo dyan sa greater than 100. It's divisible by 5. Of course, yung last digit natin ay 5. Check na agad. And no two digits are the same. Check na rin yun kasi we are not going to use the same number. So all in all, we have 8 times 7 times 1 is equal to
56 po.
56. So there are 56 three-digit number that can be formed using numbers 1 to 9 that the numbers are greater than 100. This is divisible also by 5 and there are no two digits that are the same. So we can do that in 56 ways. Ano na to? 4 digits. Ito, books. Ano yung in-arrange nyo kanina? Person, di ba? Ito, book naman. Ayun na lang pala. So let us have may mga natitira pa na ano. So, balak ko pasagutan sa inyo yung quiz ninyo ngayon. Aayusin ko lang yung quiz ninyo para hindi masayang yung araw natin, of course. At may hindi ako naituro sa inyo last time na dapat ituro ko. So, gagawin natin yan later. After this. Wait lang. Tingnan ko muna yung modular kung nakapag-reply na yun. Nakapagsagot na sila. Two boys. So, pwede kayong mag-ano, di ba? Mag-annotate. Can someone answer letter A and letter B? Magkaibang, tao. Saan na yan? PONCE. Mag-click kayo. 4, 5, 2021. Sino magsasagot? Sino pwede magsagot? Magmamas ka. Blas, ikaw magsagot. Blas. Ikaw magsagot ng letter A.
Sige po.
Sige. Mag-annotate ka. Wait lang. I-allow ko muna mag-annotate. Ay, nasa na yung mouse ko? Hindi ko na makita. Naghang ba ako? Alam ko na kung bakit. Wait lang. Hello? Ayan na. Okay na. Nasaan na yung annotation mo, Blas?
Siya naman, wait lang. 4.
Sige.
4 plus format, ma'am, tas 5. 5 plus yun, tapos bale 2 books po ipag-add, so bale equals 9 formulation of 9 po yan. 9
Factorial.
ulit.
Hindi formulation.
Ay, joke lang. 9 factorial po pala. Sorry. So,
Para sa ang solution yan? Is it letter A or B?
Ay, sorry ma'am. A.
A? Ano bang sabi sa A? Ang sabi sa A, the books on the same subjects are to be arranged together.
Opo. Ay,
Kung i-arrange mo sila
the books on
together, ano
ay
yung
nga po.
magiging?
I-add po yung ano, dalawang subject. Bale po, yung ano, ano ba?
Sige,
For-
tuloy.
Ulit ma'am. Wait lang, susulat ko lang ulit. 4 plus 4 mathematics book plus 5 different science books. Bale equals to 9 factorial. Tapos, bale, ito mama. 9 factorial is equals to, yun na po. Yung 9 factorial is equals to 362,880.
Okay, so yung answer niya is, inad niya yung 4 and 5. 4 books, 4 math books, and 5 science books, inad niya, then factorial and an answer. But here, remember that same group or same subject are to be arranged together. So if that is the case, hindi mo pwedeng gamitin tong solution ni Blas. But instead, you will count 4 different math books as one and 5 different science books as one also. So how many set of books you have? You have 2, right? So 1 plus 1, that's 2. So the solution here should be 1 plus 1 equals 2, that's 2 factorial or permutation of 2 taken 2 times, syempre meron sila, this is as a whole, at times natin siya dun sa own arrangement nila. Own arrangement ng math, 4 yan. So that's 4 factorial or permutation of 4 taken 4 times 5 yung science books. So that would be equal to 5 factorial. Own arrangement din nila yan. So that's permutation of 5 taken 5 at a time, which is equal to 2 factorial times 4 factorial times 5 factorial. And this is equal to ano yung answer dito? 2 factorial times 4 factorial times 5 factorial. May question ba dito? Bakit ganito yung solution? PONCE? Nandiyan pa kayo?
Yes po.
Yes po.
So, ano kaya yung answer dito? May question ba kayo? We count this as 1, count this as 1, kaya naging 2 factorial. And yung isa naman is, ito yung sa math books, yung arrangement nila. At ito naman yung sa science books. Kasi magkakapalit-palit din yan in time. So what will be the answer now?
5,760.
5,700. 700 ano?
80.
80. Yan. Ways.
60 po.
80 o 60?
60.
60 po.
60. Yan. How about if the books are to be arranged? Wait lang. Tanggalin natin to kasi baka isipin nila. The books are to be arranged alternately. So kung alternately yan, let us say na ito yung science books. Alternate sila ng math book. So ilan yung choices natin for science? That's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then yung math book natin is 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? Or simply, permutation of 5 taken 5 at a time. That's 5 factorial. Wait lang, tanggalin natin itong floating. Ito natin. That's permutation of 5 taken 5 at a time, which is equal to 5 factorial. Then the math box permutation of 4 taken 4, which is equal to 4 factorial. So 5 factorial times 4 factorial is
2,880.
2,880. Okay, bura muna to, Blas. Yung annotation. Sige, ako na lang magbubura. And how about for circular permutation? Balik tayo ulit sa circular. A family with 6 members will sit in the round table. How many can the members of the family be seated? So remember that when you have this kind of problem, all you have to do is to use the formula n-1 factorial. So ilan sila? 6 members. So that's 6 minus 1 factorial. Factorial. 6 minus 1 is 5. So that's 5 factorial. 5 factorial is equal to 100.
120 po.
Okay. Natingnan natin kung meron ba ditong restriction or kaya mo condition. How many ways can 6 persons be seated around the table with 6 chairs if 2 individuals wanted to be seated side by side? So kung 6 sila, and the 2 must or want to be seated together or side by side Magkatabi. Pareho lang din yon. Okay? Together. Or side by side. Pareho lang. So we will count them as 1. So dito, ilan na lang yung natira? 4, right? Kasi yung dalawa as 1 na sila. So 4 plus 1 is 5. 4 plus 1 is 5. So we have here permutation is equal to 5 minus 1 factorial. This is the whole. And of course, they also have their own. Pwede silang magpalit dalawa. And that's 2 factorial. So we have here 4 factorial times 2 factorial. And this will give us an answer. 24 times 2 is 40. 48. Okay, so there are 48 ways for you to arrange them or for them to sit in a round table. Ito naman, how many ways are there to arrange 5 boys and 5 girls around a table such that no 2 boys are next to each other? Ibig sabihin nito, alternate. O remember, pa nag-alternate tayo, ang ginagawa natin, binibilang lang natin ilan yung boys, ilan yung girls. Sa books din, ganon. Ilan yung math books, ilan yung science books, and so on. But here, of course, the difference is magma-minus tayo ng 1 sa isa sa kanila. So that's 5 minus 1 factorial times 5 factorial. Ito yung sa girls or sa boys. Ito yung sa girls or sa boys. So, kunwari, ito, I assign this for boys and this is for girls. Nag-assign ako na sa kanila ng isa as the starting point. That's why I subtracted 1. So this will be 4 factorial times 5 factorial. So anong kinaibahan lang niya sa sa line, sa linear arrangement? Sa linear arrangement, hindi ka nagsasubtract ng 1. Kung ilan yung babae, ilan yung lalaki, as is. Pero dito, sa round table, sa circular permutation, we subtract 1 from each group. So what is 4 factorial? That's 24 times 120. This will be
2,880.
2,880. Tama ba ako nakarinig ko?
Opo.
Opo.
So, malinaw ba to? Itong isang problem? Malinaw to?
Opo, ma'am.
Opo. Meron na siyang... Ito, nandito yung part na hindi ko na ituro sa inyo last time. Wait lang. Ayusin lang natin yung ano niya. What do you call this? Lagyan natin siya ng space para solution. Lagay tayo ng space para makapagsulat tayo. Ayan. A and B must sit next to each other. So kung 5 sila, we will count this as 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 na lang. This is around a circular table. So kung magkatabi sila or they will sit next to each other, we'll count them as 1. 4 na lang ngayon yung natin. Therefore, we subtract 1 from that. Times natin siya dun sa arrangement nilang dalawa, which is 2 factorial. So ito yung 4 minus 1. Ito naman yung 2. 4 minus 1 is 3 factorial times 2 factorial. This is 6 times 2. We'll have 12 ways or 12 arrangement. Diba? Madali na lang siya kapag naintindihan nyo na yung linear arrangement. Kasi ang gagawin nyo lang dito, magma-minus 1 lang kayo. Okay, next. How many ways can 5 people A, B, C, D, E be seated around a circle table if A and B must not sit next to each other? Ito naman, dahil lang sabi must sit. Kanina. Ito, must sit together next to each other. Sa kabila naman, must not. At kapag not, may dalawang tao na hindi pwedeng magtabi. For you to get this, you have to compute for the number of ways. Wait lang. Number of ways to must sit together. Bakit? Ang gagawin natin ditong technique is that bibilangin muna natin yung number of ways they can arrange or they can sit around the table, including all of them. All of them. Lahat sila. Yun yung una natin gagawin. Second step is to subtract that from there, yung number of ways to must sit together. So all of them, arrangement around the table ng lahat sila at yung arrangement ng two must sit. Bakit? Kasi pag binawas mo doon, yung number of arrangement na yung dalawa ay magkatabi, saka mo makukuha yung number of arrangement na hindi sila magkatabi. So all in all, kapag kinonsider natin lahat ng arrangements all together, at binawas mo doon yung number of ways the two must sit together, saka mo lang makukuha yung answer for this number or for this example na they are not going to sit together. So to do that, let us have the first step, yung all of them muna. Since 5 sila, that's permutation is equal to 5 minus 1 factorial. And 5 minus 1 factorial is equal to 4 factorial. And 4 factorial is 24. Okay? Next. Kunin naman natin yung 2 must sit together. So kapag kinuha natin yung 2 must sit together, di ba ang gagawin natin dyan? We will consider the 2 as 1. Si A at si B as 1 sila. Tulad ng ginawa natin kanina. Then si D, E at si E, C, D, tsaka si E ay as 1. So kapag binilang natin yan, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 minus 1 factorial. Then i-multiply natin siya dun sa arrangement nilang dalawa, which is yung arrangement nilang dalawa, which is 2 factorial. So this will be 3 factorial times 2 factorial, or simply 6 times 2. And that is equal to 12. So ang gagawin na natin ngayon, next step, is to subtract them. Their arrangement, all of them, which is permutation is equal to 5 minus 1 factorial. Ima-minus natin doon yung 4 minus 1 factorial, ito. times 2 factorial. Anong sagot natin dito? Ang sagot natin dito ay 24. Ang sagot natin dito ay 12. So 24 minus 12 is 12. Please. So, or kaya naman arrangements. So meaning, there are 12 arrangements kung saan hindi sila magkatabing dalawa. And this will be our answer for our question here. That A and B must not sit together. Okay? So after getting their arrangement, all of them, then yung arrangement na yung dalawa magkatabi, subtract mo siya doon, you'll get the number of arrangement na hindi sila magkatabi. So naalis na natin yung number of arrangements na magkatabi sila. So natitira na lang, hindi sila magkatabi. Question dito. I want you to ask question. Para kung anong kalituhan ang meron, maalis natin. Sige po, magtanong. Multiply. May tanong kayo dito? Ano bang sunod dito? Ayan. Oy, may tanong ba dito? Magtanong na kung gusto magtanong. Huh? Walang question? May question? Narinig niyo pa ba ako?
Wala na po.
Wala na. Okay. So, paano naman to? A and B must sit together. Must be together. A and B, I mean. And si C at D naman must be together also. So, ilan ba yung letters natin? 5. Si A and B must be together, so we count them as 1. Si C at D must be together also, so we count them as 1 also. At si E, 1. So, ilan lahat? 1 plus 1 plus 1, we have 3. So, permutation is equal to 3 minus 1 factorial. Ito yung whole. As a whole. And then of course, dahil meron tayo ditong as 1, meron silang sariling arrangement. That's 2 factorial. At ito din, they have their own arrangement. That's 2 factorial also. So we have 3 minus 1 is 2 factorial times 2 factorial times 2 factorial. So what will be my answer here?
8.
So there are 8 arrangements, or there are 8 ways for us to arrange them. Okay? Meron pa ba? Okay, wala na. So balikan natin yung part na to. Part na nalito ako kanina. Balikan natin yun. Wala no. Ano ba yun? Ito. If two girls refuse to sit together. Wait lang. So itong part na to. So hindi na natin siya kailangan i-multiply to 2 factorial. Ayaw. Ayaw niya na, okay. Ang sagot lang natin dito is is 3,600. Okay, malinaw? We will